sketch out the idea that I have for the shelves so you can tell what I'm thinking of here. What I want is 2 shelves like that, and I'm going to put some uprights to hold them, and then a little bit so that the first shelf is off the floor about 3 inches or 3 or 4 inches. So my idea is, you know, maybe put a couple of my speakers here, and you know, have a stereo system here, and some storage for my vinyl records in there, and there won't really be that much space above here because of the TV on the wall will be just above it. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so even though these boards are 8 feet long total, what I've decided is I think I'm going to make my shelves 6 feet long, and that way I can cut out a lot of the ugly knots on here, and also the shorter horizontal distance will prevent them from being too wobbly. So I'm going to trim these knot ends off. Now I'm going to cut out some supports for underneath the shelves, 6 feet long, 2 inches wide. These will go up and back underneath, give a little bit of more rigidity to the structure. Okay, now I'm going to cut out the legs for my shelves. I decided to make them 3.5 inches tall instead of 4. Oh, they're not exactly the same height, are they? I think they're fine. Okay, here's the shelves laid out again. And this is the 2-inch wide support that I'm going to put in back. And of course, it's going to be recessed down into this vertical support. So I need to cut a notch right there for it. And it's also going to come up under this overhang, and I think I want to cut it off at an angle here and have a little bit of an angle like that, so it gives it a little design. We'll give that a try. There's the angle that I'm looking for. Alright, so one of the questions I had is how am I going to make this nice styly cut here at this crazy angle halfway through the board to meet this support that comes in right here. That's the idea. And the best I can come up with, since I don't really have a fancy wood shop, is I've made an adjustment on my skill saw here. Angled the skill saw and put the saw stop in to try to create that angle, and we'll see how it goes. I think I'll try a test sample first. That's messy as hell. Well, give it a shot. Wow, look at that. Wasn't that the wrong way? Oh, that sucks. Okay. That's a big mistake. What am I gonna do about that? I guess that's the way it is. Gonna have a nice little curve on one side. Oh well, that'll add character. Damn. Damn it, now the guide is off. This was a terrible idea. That one went better. Oh, well, practiced. Practice makes perfect. So here are the 18-inch, or one of the 18-inch vertical upright supports for in between my two horizontal shelves. Now, the idea I had was to drill some holes and put this 1/4-inch threaded rod through to hold not only the top, hold it all together basically, to go down through The feet at the bottom is like 4-inch feet under the bottom shelf, and go up through the top. Of course, there'll be holes in the top that I'll have to cover up, but that seems like it would hold it together nicely. I mean, I could glue it and or find other fasteners, but to me, this seems like a very solid approach. All right, these are 14¼ inches wide. I think I will put the holes maybe 4 inches in on either side. Maybe 3½ inches in on either side. I like that better. Just making it up as I go along. The hardest part is going to be not drilling through at an angle and coming out the side. I'll just eyeball it. The drill is only going to go about halfway down through the board. Then I'll have to drill from the other side. So I'm going to have to drill very straight in order to be able to meet that hole coming through on the other side. This never really works, but we'll give it a try. Well, how am I looking this way? Straight up and down? More or less. I don't have any fancy equipment or guides. We're going to just have to do this. Eyeballing it. Make sure that's going down straight. Yeah, it's a little skewed to one side. I'm going to have to push it this way. How's it looking? Yeah, it's looking great. Nice. Let's try the next one. I think I'll turn it around because I'm running into the roof rafter above. I've gone down that far. All right, flip it around. See if we can meet the holes coming back the other way. 3½ inches in. Okay. Precision carpentry here. Look at that. I hit the other hole. Woo-wee. I can't see down it, but let's see if the rod goes down it. That never worked the first time. Look at that. The rod goes straight through. Woo! All right, let's see if I can do that a second time. And then we'll have to do the other board. Getting a little too hasty here. Oh yeah, that's a bad angle. Well, I did hit the other hole. I felt it, but only partially. Is it enough for the rod to go through? That's all that matters. Yes, it is. A little tight, but perfect. Just have to do that with the other board, and we're golden. So I'm just marking out where I'm going to drill the holes through these boards. I think I'll drill them both at once. That way they'll line up on top and bottom shelves. Guess that's the edge and that's the center. Sit, mark this out. I am not being very precise, but it'll work out. Let's drill down here. Found another bit. I just have a collection of odds and ends. Alright, let's see how this one works. That is amazingly dull. Still though, all I need is a hole big enough for the washer to go in and the nut to sit on top of it. So that's gonna work. Alright, this is the bottom of the top. Get over here to the top of the top and make sure that I don't drill into the board that I have sitting underneath it. Okay. That will... I don't want to go too deep. The nut should sit on top of that. I think I want to go a little bit deeper. Don't want the nut sticking up. There we go. Turn it around, do the others. right. Beautiful. Almost ready to do a test assembly. Well, something I need to fix right away before I go any further on my assembling my shelf project is this bad cut that I made. I wanted the underside of the top shelf to be tapered, but I want the top to be square, like this side. That's the profile that I wanted. So what I'm going to do is a little experiment. I'm going to build a little box here around this angle that I cut out and see if I can fill it with epoxy and see how that works. All right, here we begin to fix my mistake. I've already got the covers on my epoxy reversed. This is equal parts hardener and resin, and I have 5 minutes to work with it. Try to put enough in there so it'll fill that crack. Hopefully don't get any leaking. If this works well, I'll also use it to fill the holes where my threaded rod goes down. Anyway, I'm going to add a little sawdust to this, bulk it up a bit, and hopefully give it the color of the wood. See how it works with sawdust mixed into it. Has a smell, definitely a chemical smell. Get it mixed up as much as we can here. Really mix it around. It's not going to pour very well, but I'm going to have to spread it in there. Hopefully this will take a sanding and a stain and it'll cover it all up and we won't even know what happened. I might not have made enough. Start putting it in. I did line my little box here with plastic. I'm hoping that it doesn't stick to plastic. It says it doesn't stick to plastic. Well, this is how my epoxy fix turned out. Not too bad after sanding. It's not exactly straight, but it definitely has character, and I think it'll be fine once it's covered up with some dark stain. I'm going to try another test assembly and put this thing together, and we'll see how it works out. Well, I've got these horizontal supports in the back, and they're not perfect. I think I'm going to have to cut the notch a little bit deeper for them to fit underneath. The ones on the lower shelf, they fit in much closer, and I kind of want the upper shelf to be like that, so do a little bit more cutting there, and then I think it'll be time to fasten it together. That's the angle that I wanted, and overall that could come out pretty good. Now, do a little bit more trim work here, and then I'll reassemble it and give it a final sanding and a stain, and we're well on our way to some nice looking shelves, at least for the basement. Well, I've been forced to move my project inside hastily due to thunderstorms. I have it mostly assembled though, and I think it looks pretty good. At least it is not a perfect piece of woodworking by any means, but it will be a great addition to the basement media room. So what I'm getting ready to do now is mix up some epoxy and sawdust in order to fill in these top holes where the threaded rods go down through, and I've tightened them down underneath, and well, I guess a better way to show is right there, the holes where the nuts are holding the threaded rods in. Man, this stuff is fast. It already seems to be stiffening up. Make sure I have enough here. That looks pretty good. Over to the others. Get in there. Get in there, you. Nice. Well, I'll wait an hour for this to cure and come and sand it down. Guess that's more than enough. And here are the completed shelves in place in my basement media room. I've got my records and my speakers on them. I think they came out pretty good. Certainly not perfect, but plenty of character there. You can see I put this is the edge that needed to be repaired. It's not too bad. You can see the line where the epoxy fill is. But overall, I'm very pleased with how they came out. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Stay tuned for my next video. Thanks for watching.